Good morning, everyone. Rolling in about 15 minutes late. I really like to be here. I really like to be here, right? Kind of as the market opens, you can see where that's a Sol USDT pair pulled up there. But yeah, I like to be here about when the market starts, even a few minutes early. But it was actually up an hour. It's actually up an hour early today and was a little ahead of schedule. But I'll tell you, and I had a lot to do, but I'm not going to lie, I ran into kind of a roadblock trying to come up with like a theme today for the thumbnail because there's just futures looking up a little bit. Now they didn't open up. It doesn't look like too much. Futures we're looking to open up about a half a point up. Let me check real quick too here, just on make sure everyone can hear me over on X. Welcome everyone. I hate it when people don't start their streams on time, so because you don't know when to plan it, right? So I like Crypto Banner and my guy Rand, but always sits there and starts it late. So of course now it conflicts with my show and I don't see it, but I always used to miss the spaces because of that. So but anyway, apologize. I just kind of had a mind.
Always sits there and starts it late.
Okay, here we are. Yeah, I just kind of always I just kind of hit a mind block with putting a little GM for good morning in the chat to get it started. But yeah, I just kind of hit a mind block of what to kind of for the thumbnail and the overall, because basically we had futures looking up, but Bitcoin's, right now futures did not really open up that much. NASDAQ, look, we're 17 minutes into the trading day. NASDAQ down 0.29, the Dow up 0.27, S&P down. But when we look over at, when we take a look over at crypto here, Bitcoin 74,862. Really look at the hourly too. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so we've got Bitcoin 74,862. So it's down 2.9% for the day and 1.2% for the hour. And really that's the hourly chart we're looking at right now. Let me show you the daily chart. Like I say, apologize for the late start today. I was just having trouble coming up with a theme, truly, for the day. But it's just really that we're just kind of bleeding down. We're just getting farther and farther into a bearish trend. Hey, Mr. Heine, good morning from the Heine community over there. They have a great space every morning at 8:30 on X. He's coming today from YouTube channel. He's also got a live walk and talk, which if you follow my X account, I always retweet. It's nice. I like these. I know X is kind of encouraging. I really like the live things. You can see people's faces. I used to see Gary Vee do them a lot, a few other people. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's kind of cool. My picture's a little weird. I'm going to lose that picture. I've got to get some better lighting down here. Anyway, in my bunker, but got a plan for it. I just haven't ordered it. But yeah, I like to see that. But anyway, coming a little late today. Like I said, I was actually up an hour earlier than usual and working. I just was running into what's the theme of the day. And the theme is, at the time the futures were looking up, they didn't really open up and Bitcoin's bleeding down, but that's it. We're just slowly bleeding out. We didn't get blown up and we're gone, and it's not turned horrible yet, though it's looks like it might be a little bit worse today. We'll see what happens. Market been open 19 minutes, and I don't have a whole lot of time because I'm kind of up at a hard stop at the end of the hour. So I do apologize. I like to be here right either anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes before the market opens, or at least right as the market opens. I rolled in here 15 minutes late. Like I said, I just couldn't. I was having trouble nailing down what's the theme, what's the thumbnail, and I finally just went with, hey, we're in extreme fear. Might be even worse now. We were literally at 25, which was just getting into extreme fear. I'm going to pull over. I imagine it could be worse, and that's it. There's just a little bit of uncertainty. The war, there is some, indications that that's winding down, but and we haven't, like I say, haven't had a horrific fall, knock on wood here, but I just want to pull up the fear and greed index, and we'll go through the news pretty fast today. There is good stuff happening as usual. So that's the divergence, right? The divergence is that we're things are, we know where it's going long term. There it is. Bitcoin fear and greed. I just want to see if it's dropped beyond, we're right at 25, right at extreme fear. Probably hasn't had time to react. No, we're still there, extreme fear. Okay. So nothing worse. But anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. Ethereum. So Bitcoin getting a little worse. Ethereum 2,056 down 3.1% for the day, 1.2 for the hourly. XRP $1.32 down 2.5% for the day, 1%. And Solana is 83.17 down 2.6 for the day, 1.1% for the hour. So yeah, just kind of we're just bleeding out. We're laying on the battlefield. Battle's over. We're just kind of sitting there waiting to die, or is what I'm feeling like. I mean, I'm being a little dramatic. To me, it's an opportunity to buy in DCA and all that good stuff, right? Because we know where Bitcoin's going and where we are today. But listen, I only have about 8 minutes. I'm going to hit the news a little fast. Like I say, late start. We're just sliding farther into the bear trend. That's all. And I just think it's due to the uncertainty. And now the technicals are starting to look bad. So we're just kind of bleeding down. But let's hit there because there is some good news. There is some good news out there. SoftBank adds stablecoin to consumer app for 14.7 million users. So they're a $53 billion bank. They just added, they're the first U.S. bank to issue a stablecoin. And here we go. They're going live for the 15 million users. So big news, big positivity on that. Our RWA, we just were saying last week that it's jumped to 50, like 30, 31, 32 billion. We've been reporting on that because I've been talking RWA as a niche for a long time, as a narrative, but by adding in figures, tokenized private credit assets, fund, it's now, that's 18 billion. We're now over 51 billion. So we march on. 34 billion euro bank Banca Sella is set to launch crypto services, becoming the first major Italian bank to get that. And they have 58.9 million customers. They were established, I believe, in 1866. So Banca Sella is the first major Italian bank. So it's happening. That's what I'm saying. It's happening. That's why we're here talking every day. But yet we're bleeding down. So great. We might get some cheaper Bitcoin. Will we get down below like the do we hit the bottom a few months ago? It's low 60s, or do we go lower? I don't know. The sentiment, I'll tell you, the sentiment is getting worse, slowly getting worse. And that's what I was trying to capture. That's why I was 15 minutes late. I was just trying to come up literally with a thumbnail and a tagline. What is it? And I don't know if you can see the tagline now, but I'll just pull up my image. And what I wrote is that it was just opening bell crypto, fear and greed index, extreme fear. That's what I went with. And that's just, there's just that slow feel. We're laying on the battlefield, dehydrated. We're thirsty. We're just slowly, don't have the strength to move. We lost too much blood. That's how I'm feeling today. That's why I think we dropped and we're now at the top of extreme fear. We'll see where this goes. No doom and gloom. Stuff could change it. War narrative. Fed chairman coming out saying something good. The new Fed chair, Trump, he was speaking positive. He said he's not going to let, I don't have the slide, but he said literally he's not going to let other countries beat us to the punch. We've got a strategic Bitcoin reserve we're talking about, the end of the war and the Clarity Act. So we got a lot of stuff on the table. It's just not happening. Taiwan stock market hit another all-time high, up over 50% this year, and they're now the 5th largest market. That's funny because, many of you know I was there for 8 years. I actually went to college over there for part of my studies because I was a Chinese major in college, and it was a crap. The market sucked back then, but this is good. I think there's, because of their chips and their stock market now, I think that's less and less chance that they're going to get hit by China, because now it could truly disrupt the world's not only semiconductors, which is like they make like 60% of the world's semiconductors and chips there. So, but anyway, shout out to Taiwan. I remember it was dog shit when I was there. It was just almost a joke. But anyway, from our friend Wendy O, CME Group launches AVAC and SUI futures, expanding crypto derivatives beyond BTC, ETH, and SOL. So, man, listen, I'm very bullish on SUI. It is my beta play on Solana. But AVAX, I'm still bullish, but I've just kind of lost my fervor for them over the last 18 months. It's just, I don't know. I haven't lost my fervor, just my excitement. And just so you guys know, back in the day, AVAX and SUI was like two greyhounds, nose to nose, or two racehorses coming the end of the Kentucky Derby, neck and neck, right? They were looked as equals, and which one would take off. Obviously, Solana took off. But anyway, yeah, Mr. Heine, I saw it. I was up an hour early myself, too. I didn't see on Spaces till I turned it on at the normal time for your space. But yeah, up there talking Kita. We kind of been talking quite a lot about this meme coin. Looks like it's at 100K. Yesterday it was, and these charts are crap here on my desktop. They work good on my app, but this is Deck Screener. But yeah, 100K down, I guess 12% from yesterday, but it dropped all the way down to 70, back up to about 112. And listen, that's but it's just Kita. It's me, it's Unk and Green Man, the guy who does token. He's a great content creator, kind of making fun of talking about Nikita Bear, who runs X. So if you're on X, it means more to you than it does. But yeah, spaces, a lot of good spaces last night. Getting out there, spreading the word, talking about CoinZoom, talking about Ankita. But I have noticed, no lie, I'm noticing a lot of meme coins taking off. Crap, man, I got to go fast because we got to come up with it. And you can feel free to join me. Like I say, apologize for the late start. I was just I was just really looking for a narrative. The narrative, as I came up with, is we're laying on the battlefield. We're just kind of slowly bleeding out. Are we going to jump up? Someone going to save us, bring us some water, put us on their horse, and help, or at least help us stand up and get going? I don't know. Rehydrate, maybe a little food, but that's what's happening right now. Jensen Huang was saying that AI is going to need a system of record. We're not going to know what's true and not true. I think the blockchain's perfect for that. We've got XRP Ledger, big upgrades today involving NFTs, vaults, permission domains, and lending. Big stuff obviously came out on a bearish day. So what it is now, this is, I don't even know if it's gotten worse or better since then, but before the show, gold and silver had lost 617 billion. Shows how big they are and how small we are. Shed almost $1 trillion in 4 hours. There we are, fear and greed, 25. It's kind of the theme. We're just starting to get more fearful. Long-term not. Then we're talking short-term stuff here. Hey, Steph, coming from Belgium, Unkita, man. UNCKITA. Yeah, check it out. Listen, we're having some fun with it. Great comment. And I'm telling you, it seems like Nikita Bear's making some moves out there. Kind of unfollowing and demonetizing some of the bigger accounts out there who they say has just been stealing stuff. So I think it's going to be good. We'll talk about it on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show coming up right now. But hey, you can now buy Bitcoin directly in ChatGPT right through the app in a deal they're doing with with MoonPay, man. So shout out to MoonPay. That's huge potentially. Hey, Easy, man. Sorry, Easy didn't lie. He was up late last night. Said he's going to be here. Easy, I was up an hour earlier than I normally was, about 3 a.m. my time, and which is about 5 a.m. your time. And so, but I started the show early. I couldn't come up with a thumbnail. What was the mood? What's happening? At the time, futures were up, they're down. Bitcoin down a couple percent. Now even worse. And I sat there, couldn't come up with how do I capture the moment. And now we see, I just said, hey, we're back into extreme fear, barely, but in the fear and greed index. But my theme really is now we're laying on a battlefield. We're not dead, but we can't quite stand up. We're dehydrated and we're slowly bleeding out. And I think that's what's happening until we get some good news or a catalyst. That's where we're at. So, and of course, Easy. Look. Hope you can join us and come talk on the GM Bitcoin show. It's starting here in just a minute, but anyway, just hit these last couple things. Look, a lot of aircraft are getting moved from Israel back to Europe. To me, that's a sign the war is potentially winding down. I think that could be a catalyst. TD Cowen says they don't think the Clarity Act's going to pass because of worsening political environment. I believe that, but I think Trump is too big. I mean, it's too important to Trump. I think it happens. And Kalshi has it at 50-50 this year. So, yep, Bitcoin dumping, Coach Master, you're right. Bitcoin dumping, alts holding, and that's kind of where it is. Let's look up at the just the bubbles and see. Yeah, the bigger stuff is just kind of sitting. But yeah, we're definitely seeing some pumps in there. So yeah, man. Well, look, we'll call it a day. I got to jump over to that space. I usually like to be here a few minutes or right as the market opens. I didn't do it today, not because I wasn't up and about. I was just really struggling. How do we define today? And that's it. We're on the battlefield. We're sickly. We need some hydration. Can someone come give us a drink, help us stand up, get us going? Yeah, we're not mortally wounded here. We're just kind of exhausted, and we've lost a little blood, need some water, need to regroup. Does it get better? Does it get worse? We'll see. I think it depends on a few of the catalysts, but I do not believe it's a sell in May, walk away kind of deal. Hey, if you're on X, jump and join me over at the Bitcoin Morning show. We'll start it right now, man, and look forward to having some people come up and talk. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about it and let's see where we're at. And you guys have a great day.